Hi, scholars. I'm really excited today to get started on our second reading lesson. So at the end of the last lesson, I asked you to do something. I asked you to go ahead and look at this text, Tom is a Pirate, and to select a trait as well as clues that you can use to describe him. So let's take a look now. And so to remind you, last time we spoke about how when we're looking for character traits, we're looking at things the characters say and do. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to look at this text, Tom is a Pirate. And here's a challenge, friends. Your challenge is this. I'm going to read it. And when I read it, if you hear an example of something that Tom says or does, put your finger on your nose so I know you heard something. Now, let's see if you can beat this challenge. Get ready. Tom is a pirate. It's just who he is. Some people give him odd looks. He smiles and waves. Did you hear anything yet that Tom says or does? Some people say mean things. He pretends to cry. Then he tells a joke. Some people think he smells. He gives them big hugs. Some people think they won't like Tom. Then they get to know him. Great. So I asked you to put your finger on your nose when you heard things that Tom says or does. Here are some things I noticed. So over here, I noticed he smiles and waves. So those are actions. Those are things that he's doing. It says he pretends to cry and then he tells a joke. So that's kind of things that he says and does, right? He's telling a joke. So that'd be something he's saying. It says here, some people think he smells. He gives them big hugs. That's another action. Now down here, this isn't something that Tom says or does, but I do think it's something that's going to help us figure out which adjective we can use to describe him. So it says here, some people think they won't like Tom, and then they get to know him. So even though this isn't something he's saying or doing, I'm gonna put some green on it because I'm gonna come back to this because it tells me what other people think of him, right? Which is also gonna help me pick a describing word. It's chart. So I'm going to keep my highlighted words next to me as I look through my chart and try to find something to describe Tom. So over here, my chart, I know is divided into separate sections, right? So I have nice, mean, sad, positive, positive meaning good, and negative meaning not so good. So the first thing I want to look at is definitely nice, because looking at my examples here, smiling and waving, telling a joke, giving big hugs, those are all nice things. So I'm going to take a look at my list here and see. Well, I would say he sounds pretty cheerful, right? Because he tells jokes and he smiles and waves, and those are really cheerful things to do. And let's see. I would say maybe he's a bit likable. Because coming back to this, it says people think they won't like Tom and then they get to know him. So that means that they do like him, right? They find out that they're wrong about that. Even though he's a smelly, stinky pirate, they like him anyway because he's so cheerful. He's very likable. It's up here that I think might be used to describe Tom. Cheerful, likable. Now, I wonder, can you think of any words not on the chart that you can use to describe Tom? Let's focus specifically on this part right here. He pretends to cry and then he tells a joke. What word could you use to describe Tom that isn't cheerful or likable that would match that piece of evidence? He pretends to cry, then he tells a joke. Pause the video and think about it and write it down or tell someone next to you. All right, did you have a chance to think about it? Well, when I think about jokes, I think about laughing. And when I think about laughing, I think about people who are funny, right? So another word that we can use to describe this pirate is funny. And so even though that word didn't come from my chart, I think I'm going to use it anyway, because I do have this really strong piece of evidence here, right, about the jokes. So I'm going to put here that he is funny. And my clue is that he tells jokes. So now I want to put these two things together into one complete sentence. I'm going to start by naming the subject. Who are we talking about here? Yeah, we're talking about Tom the Pirate. So Tom is very funny. Tom tricks people by crying, but it is just a, oops, that's a little mistake, and that's okay. I'm just going to erase that. But it is just a joke. Awesome. So let me move that out of the way so you can see. Tom is very funny. Tom tricks people by crying, but it is just a joke. So I'm wondering, what did you write when you wrote about Tom? You didn't have to write funny or cheerful or likable. There could have been other words that you could have used to describe Tom. The most important thing is that you did what I did. You used a piece of evidence from the text and you put it all together into one answer. All right, scholars, now that we've practiced looking at things that characters are saying and doing, let's continue and let's take a look at another text where this time, instead of just one character, we're going to have two. So that's going to turn it up a little because we're going to be thinking about not one, but two characters' actions. But to begin with, let's focus on one character. We're going to focus on the character Lily. So again, your challenge is to take note. Notice when I read something the character Lily is saying or doing. Jack and Lily both like butterflies. Jack wants to watch the butterflies. Lily wants to catch them. No, Lily, don't, says Jack. He does not want Lily to catch a butterfly. She might hurt it. Jack will find Lily's toys. She will not hurt the toys. She can chase and catch them. All right, so this was a really short text, right, where we have two characters. We have Lily and Jack. So now, let's see. I want to see if there's anything we can find that Lily is saying or doing. On your paper, write down at least one piece of evidence from this text of something that Lily is saying or doing. Pause the video when you're done. All right, you had a chance. Now, I have a question. Does Lily say anything in this story? No, she doesn't. Lily is not a talking cat, right? She's a silent cat in this story. So let's take a look and see what she does. Jack and Lily both like butterflies. Lily wants to catch them. So I'm gonna highlight this, right? It says here she wants to catch them, and we can see in the picture right over here that she's trying to catch them. She's trying to catch these butterflies. And really, that's the only thing that Lily is kind of doing, right? She's chasing after the butterfly and she's trying to catch the butterfly. That's really her only action here. So now, let's think about that. Lily wants to chase and catch these butterflies. We can see she has a smile on her face. And we know that Jack is worried she might hurt the butterfly. So I have a question. The first thing we want to think about is why Lily's doing what she's doing. Jack is worried she might hurt the butterfly. Do you think Lily's intention is to hurt the butterfly? Or do you think that she just wants to play? Let's think about this more. Let's take a look at our list. And over here we have a little graphic organizer. We have a word web. So in the middle, we can see we have the name Lily because that's who we're going to be focusing on first. And let's take a look here. So I would say now, Lily definitely does a lot. So I'm going to take a look at this section, does a lot, and see if there's a word here that can describe her. It says active, adventurous, ambitious, bold, busy, energetic, and hardworking. I would say Lily is pretty active, right? She's jumping. She's trying to catch. Let's take a look at the picture again. She's jumping up. She's trying to catch the butterfly. She's chasing the butterfly. She's a very active cat. So I'm going to highlight this word active right here. And I'm going to add that to my word web. So I know in my word web, I have space to put up to 4 words to describe Lily. So now I want you to see, can you think of a word that I can add to my word web? It can come from our list here, or it could just be a word from your brain. What's another word we can use to describe Lily the cat? Write it down on your paper and unpause when you're done. All right, you had a chance to think about it. What was another word we can use to describe Lily the cat? So I'm taking a look at my list and seeing if I can find anything else here. So we would say she's pretty active. Let's look down here. I noticed the word gentle. Would you say Lily is gentle with the butterfly? Let's take a look again. She doesn't look very gentle. I would say that maybe she's a little bit rough right? Like she might hurt the butterfly. That's what her owner's worried about. So I'm going to add right here, rough. And that's not the only word that you could have put there, right? You guys might have written something different that still described her. So I would say another word that I'm thinking of, this one's coming from my brain. It's not coming from the paper. I can see it says here that she has toys, right? And it seems like maybe she's trying to play with this butterfly. Lily is playful, okay? And it's okay if it doesn't fit perfectly in your circle, because they're pretty small circles, as long as you can fit it somewhere on there. All right, now let's try to find one more word to describe Lily. She's doing a lot. Is there another word in this section we can use to describe Lily? We chose active. How about adventurous, ambitious, bold, busy, energetic, or hardworking? Which of these words do you think would best describe Lily the cat? I would say energetic, right? Because that is kind of the same as active, but that's okay. They're both words that can describe her. All right, so we listed out 4 words: playful, active, energetic, and rough. So your job is this. You're going to pick a word to describe Lily, and then you're going to write a sentence here to explain using evidence from the text, the picture, or the words. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to pick one of these 4 words or another word that you thought of to describe Lily. And then you're going to write a sentence using evidence from our short little passage here to explain how you know that that's the best word you can use to describe Lily. And next time, we'll see if we can figure out how to describe Jack, because Jack is very different from Lily. Friends, I'm looking forward to see which word you choose and how you provide your evidence for this. We know that proving your thinking is something that all first graders do, and it's something that second graders are experts at. So I can't wait to see who's showing me their second grade level work, and I can't wait to see all the pictures of your beautiful handwriting. Make sure that you're going down to the description and filling in your exit ticket. See you next time.